yeah, fresh, 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 yeah, fresh, 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 yeah, fresh, fresh, fresh podcast, yeah.
In any case,
Okay, hello guys, welcome back to Fresh Podcast. This is our first broadcasted session episode because we all left London. We're all back in our cities, and from now on, all the podcasts, everything we'll be doing will be through like this, like broadcasted. So I'm here today.
as Bear Grylls says, improvise, adapt, overcome.
Yes, exactly. So as you can hear, I'm here with Aaryan today.
Hello there.
And we will be discussing things you can do during the quarantine. Since due to the coronavirus, in I think every country, in most countries, people are going through quarantine right now. And it's a very boring time, I think, for most of us, especially for me at least. I don't know about you, Aaryan. What do you think?
Oh yeah, kind of could be a lot better. I mean, I miss going outside, and meeting people.
Yeah, I haven't gone outside for like 8 days now.
Same.
Which is
I'm going crazy.
which is very boring. But I mean, I'm not a person who is used to going outside that much, but still, it's a lot of time being inside, not being able to go outside. So yeah, our idea for
Very
this
true.
podcast was to bring up some things you can do during the quarantine. So
Yes,
Aryan,
very much
do
so.
you want to begin?
Oh yes. So, in my opinion, if you want to be productive during quarantine session, maybe learning a new skill isn't that bad an idea. Like for example, I've been learning a new language. I started learning Portuguese. I gave up briefly, so I started it in about probably November-ish, and I'd given up for a while. But now that I have nothing better to do, I got back into it. And since Rodrigo speaks Portuguese, tudo bem?
Tudo bem, tudo bem. And how's that coming? Have you been able to actually learn something, or are you just
Yeah. Actually, mainly because in school I'm learning two of the Romance languages, being French and Spanish. So Spanish and Portuguese are actually very similar in terms of the vocabulary,
Yeah,
and understanding it is a lot easier for me as well.
yeah, most people say that Portuguese is like a fusion of both French and Spanish. Like it's both languages combined, and that makes Portuguese.
Well, yeah, you would know better.
Yeah, I
You would know
that.
a lot better about that.
Yeah. So that, at least for me, it sounds like that. Yeah. So
Yes.
learning new skills. For me, I haven't learned a lot of skills. I think, of course, I've been practicing my German, my Italian, because of ESCP. So I have been doing the speaks. For
What about in your music though? Haven't you had more experience in mixing, for example, and like actually making music and being inspired and all that?
Yeah, actually, yeah, of course. I have been mixing some stuff. I have some stuff coming up, of course. That's some stuff that will be coming up pretty soon. However, at the moment, since I'm in quarantine, it's a bit hard for me to record music because I'm in quarantine in my sister's room, and here like the sound is not very good, and especially like I don't know if you can hear right now, but like you can hear the bathroom. It makes so much noise. I don't know why, but like you can hear every time the water passes through there. I don't know why, but it pisses me off a little bit, So for
Yeah.
music recording, because you have to have the quality, of course. For music recording, it's not the best place. And
You're all about quality, aren't you?
and if I'm here, I would rather record in a place like it's more isolated in my apartment,
Yes.
where no one can hear me, and where the sound is very good, because it's a very small place. So I will record there. But since I'm in quarantine right now, I cannot go there. But yeah, so yeah,
Very true.
for like you said, practicing things, doing new things. Yeah, I've been
But
trying
that's
to,
only if you want to be productive, though. That's the thing, though.
I've been trying
Since
to improve
I
my
think
yeah.
most people right now have been under a lot of stress in terms of working, and the world is we're all very busy people. Let's face it. So everyone deserves some of the rest. So if you don't want to be productive, everyone understands that, of course. And for those people, we also have a lot of ideas as well, don't we, Rodrigo?
Yes, of course, we have a lot of ideas for you guys who don't have anything else to do. So what we were thinking is maybe you can, as Aryan said, like learn a new language. Nowadays, it's not very hard to learn a language through the internet. There's a lot of
I recommend
alternatives.
Buzu and Duolingo.
Yeah, Buzu and Duolingo.
Like online platforms, they're very good.
so you can learn any language over there. Of course, it is
On
not the
Buzo, I
same
can
as
even
the-
get certificates.
Yeah.
On Buzo, you can even get language certificates, like actually from McGraw Hill. Like
So-
they're legit and certified, which is not bad.
So it is a very interesting thing to do if you don't have anything else to do. Of course, learning a new language is always a good idea. Of course, well, you can do something more, I mean, entertaining. You can like watch TV shows, series, movies, of course. Especially now, there's a lot of TV series that are very long, you know, like otherwise you wouldn't be able to
Yes.
watch because you don't have any time. But right now, since you're at home, you're not doing anything, you must stay at home. Remember that you must stay at home.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Please stay at home for the sake of your parents, for the sake of your grandparents,
For the sake of
for the
humanity.
sake of any lives. Yeah, just for humanity in general.
Yeah, just stay in your house. So if you have a lot of time, there's a lot of TV shows, a lot of, I don't know, anime you can watch because there's a lot
Rodrigo,
of
the
those.
anime lord.
Well, yeah, I mean, these days many people watch anime, so, and I don't know, you can
Yes, yes,
watch if you don't have anything better to do, you can watch One Piece, which has like 1,000 episodes. You can do that, of
Oh,
course. That's a recommendation of mine. I haven't watched One Piece myself, but apparently it's very good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I'll tell them that it's definitely very good.
Otherwise, you can always read a book. Reading books is also very good. It helps your brain work better. Do you have any book recommendations, Arian?
Well, yes, actually I do. In my case, most people haven't actually read the Lord of the Rings series, for example.
Yes.
They've watched the movies, but the books are actually very brilliant and they're worth the read. As well as that, if you're into a little bit more of the business side of things, I would recommend an investment, and in that side, I would read The Intelligent Investor by Graham Dodd. That's a very good book, and Warren Buffett cited it as one of his favorite investment guides of all time, and that he's been using it to the present day. And I think we all know that Warren Buffett knows a thing or two about investing.
Yeah, we'll not.
But if you're into a bit of the philosophical side of things, shout out to Jules. I'm going to be talking about The Prince by Machiavelli. That's a very good book, and I recommend that to anyone who wants to get into business or into any role of power to understand how that works. Because the points that Machiavelli brings up are so brilliant that it's impossible to go without, in my opinion.
So do you have?
And it's a very short book, and it's very short.
So yeah, that would be some book recommendation we have here. Otherwise, Aaron, do you have any?
What
other
about you for
ideas?
manga? What about you for manga though,
For
Rodrigo?
manga?
Since you're versed in manga, and that's a big market nowadays.
Of course, I would recommend Pun Pun, Good Night Pun Pun, Oyasumi Pun Pun in Japanese. I think it's a very, very interesting manga. It deals with how do you say this? Coming of age, you know, like it's the story of a kid, you know, who has some issues at home, so some issues with his personality and everything, and it is all about how he overcomes these problems. However, not everything goes well in his life, and he has many problems, many things happen. Otherwise, it seems very generic, but the way it is written and the way it is drawn as well, it is very, very good. And all people who have read this manga, who have read Pun Pun, will agree with me that it's one of the best ones out there. Otherwise, so if you want to read something more fast-paced, more entertaining, there's actually a Korean manga. So it's not a manga, it's a manhwa, because mangas are Japanese and manhwas are Korean. So that is called Solo Leveling. The concept is very dumb. It is a very dumb concept. Basically, it's a guy who it's a world where where there are gates, portals that are open to places, to areas which have a lot of monsters. And if you don't defeat these portals, those monsters will come outside and cause trouble. So you have to defeat these monsters, and the people who defeat these monsters are called hunters. And so yes, a very dumb concept. And the protagonist is the weakest hunter of all, you know? But he has a near-death experience, and that near-death experience gives him the power to be able to level up, to become stronger by doing things. So it's all about how this guy becomes stronger by this, and the concept is very dumb, but it is also very well written and very well drawn as well. So it is a very enjoyable manhwa to read. So those would be my two recommendations of things to
Very
read
nice.
for this time. I don't know what else we can recommend.
And as for movies,
As for
what about movies though?
Well,
I just watched. I just finished watching. Was it The Irishman with Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci? That was a brilliant movie. I recommend that to a lot of people.
yeah, and it is a
Anyone who's
good one
into
for now,
action.
of course, because it lasts like 3 hours, right? So
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
a very good choice for now if you have time. You have time, of course. So sit in your home, sit back, get some popcorn, and watch The Irishman.
Definitely,
It
definitely.
is a very good movie. The acting is very good. All the performances were very good, and it's
I mean, Robert De
very
Niro. You expect you expect perfection there. He's a very good actor.
yeah, and it's very reminiscent to the old movies from the 90s and 80s of mafia movies, which are very good, like the like how do you say the Godfather
Mm.
or I don't
Yes.
know the other one. What was the name? Again with Robert De Niro.
Scarface?
No, not
Oh no,
Scarface.
no, no.
Well, Scarface, of course, but there's one that's very similar that is also done by the same director, which is Martin Scorsese.
Goodfellas,
Goodfellas, yeah,
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, a very good movie.
Yeah,
So I
that's a good
recommend that
one.
one. So yeah, all mafia movies are very good. If you wanna, I don't know, watch something more laid back, do you have any recommendations, Ariane?
For comedy purposes, The 40-Year-Old Virgin is very funny, as well as Anchorman. Yeah, no, they're very good movies. Trust me when I say they're very funny. And of course you have the classic Harold and Kumar, the two stoners. That's a very funny one, and I know it's always going to be on my recommendation list for anyone who wants to have a bit of a fun time. But don't watch it with your parents. That's a bit of a word of advice there.
There's also like a trilogy. There's very good trilogy, very well known as well. It is more of a dramatic slash romance thing for you guys who like your drama and your romance. It's a trilogy called well, doesn't have a name actually, but it's always with the same actors and the name is similar. So it's Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight. Those are three movies. They're very good. It's a trilogy basically. So they are three movies. They're very good. Very good movies. Very emotional. So if you like those kinds of things, just watch them. It's a very good watch. And it also takes some time. Of course, it's a trilogy, so it will take some time to watch it. So it's actually very nice for you guys right now who don't have anything better to do. You can watch these movies.
That's most of us.
Otherwise,
we
I
don't
would
have much to do.
just recommend like watching, I don't know, some like superhero movies if you want just like to
Yes.
doze off. Don't think a lot about the movie. Just watch the superhero movie. Watch the Marvel movies. Watch, I don't know, the Batman trilogy. Also,
Yes.
those are
Very
all
much so.
very,
I mean, the Batman trilogy with Nolan is pretty damn good.
it is a very good trilogy. So yeah, just watch those movies, guys. So what we covered right now was like yeah, movies, books, manga, uh, learning new
And learning a new
skills.
skill.
What else can you do during the quarantine, Arian? What do you think?
I mean, of course, working is one of the bigger ones. I mean, we've switched over to online classes, for example, and also have online exams. So we'd also recommend all the students to still keep working and not fully doze off, like regardless of whether this is a quarantine or not.
Oh yeah. I actually spoke with one of the guys in my class before all the classes were done, and he was like saying, "Yeah, we are now in holidays." But actually, I think
yeah,
that
don't get into that.
this is
mood.
an important time to keep studying, keep grinding, you know, because even if maybe like exams will be cancelled or will be in an essay format, you still need to know all these things for the next year, you know, you have to, because
And for your future in
for
general.
your future in general, of course.
Yeah.
Because like for most of us, we will work in the area of accounting, in maybe some of us will even work in the area of law, maybe, or in the area of statistics. So it's important for us to know all this stuff because it will make us better professionals in the future. So yeah, don't think
Very
of
much
this
so.
as a holiday, but think of it more of a just a time to protect yourself. And but just keep working, keep thinking that you're still in classes.
And also, Fresh Podcast would like to thank, with all our hearts, all of the people who've been working to keep us safe, like the policemen and the people who work in the stores, and especially the doctors and the governments who've been working so hard to control this virus and to bring everything into control. And would also like to remind every single person watching this right now to not leave their houses unless absolutely necessary, because it's for the sake of all people, and you'd be protecting lives. It's not about you getting infected, it's about you passing it on to other people, which is the problem.
Yes, so please do not underestimate the virus. Do not be careful, be aware of what you're doing, of where you're going, of wash your
Wash your
hands,
hands.
wash your hands. Do not touch your face if you haven't washed your hand. That's very important.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, try doing exercises at home. Of course, that's the last one I wanted to add.
Yeah.
If you cannot go to the gym because your gym was closed, and if you don't have any kind of material in your house, there's a lot of videos of people, of trainers, professional trainers, explaining ways of to train in your house without
Yes.
needing any machines, any material. You can always do calisthenics. You can always
Mhm.
do different kinds of exercises. There's actually a lot of videos of that in the internet. We might even link you guys some of those videos down in the description.
Yes.
Videos which we find good. I am someone who trains a lot, so I don't want to say that I'm an expert, but I have seen a lot of these videos, and I have found some of the best. So I'll link those down in the description, guys, for you to watch
Mhm.
if you want to train in your house. Uh, and if you have a gym in your house, like keep going, keep training, keep working out.
Keep up the grind
Keep up the grind, of course, man, because otherwise,
for everything.
when the quarantine is gone, you're gonna be very lost with everything, with your training, with your university stuff, with work. So yeah, just keep going, keep doing all from home, and eventually,
Mhm.
everything will be back to normal. I think at some point.
Yes, everything will return to homeostasis.
So yeah, I don't think we have anything else to add to
No,
this
no.
to this thing. So yeah, guys,
Thank
as
you very
always,
much.
thank you very much for tuning in. As always, our social media will be in the description. If you have any ideas for us to speak about, or actually a big one, if you want to participate in the podcast, if you have any ideas that might be interesting for the
Mhm.
podcast and you want to participate, drop us a comment or drop me or drop Aaryan a message, and we
Yes.
can discuss it. We can,
Or the Fresh Podcast account, actually.
yeah, because
On any of the social medias.
since right now everything is being done online, we can talk with you guys, we can make a podcast with you guys. So if you have any ideas and or would like to participate, just drop those ideas down in the comments, or send a DM to the Fresh Podcast account. We will answer
Yes.
immediately, since we don't have anything better to do. So yeah, thank you guys, and see you the next time.
Thank you. Bye.